Good morning, Alex Korbianiki. What's going on? I'd ask how the Christmas mines are going, but I guess you're in the New Year's mines now? Hey, Maverick. How things be? I need to start turning stuff into wine. So I can afford some stuff I'll be doing in a minute. Things be cold, I do agree with that. Anybody ever have strawberry wine? No reason. Tell me you at least get, you know, PTO for that or something. I should have pushed this literally one square to the right. I didn't even think about that. I guess I still could. Good morning, Evo. I'm making strawberry wine just for you. I don't have any roses. Actually, you can make wine from roses. Oops. I mean, you probably don't know this, Mike Mono, but that's what I do my review sheets on. The problem is what you're describing is a universal thing. It's not actually dark mode, it's just you have manually set it to dark. Oops. Too wholesome of a relationship? Nope. There is no such thing. I could just leave it at that many, but at the same time, I probably shouldn't. How many did I leave him with? 8? Screw it, I'll just do another row. Not that I can afford that. I mean, honestly, like... there could be argued to be something as something too fake or too saccharine. But something too wholesome? Nah. I'm just gonna have to live with that being offset for the time being. Okay. I'm gonna leave that as is, because that's the one area that's gonna be allowed to be green. Hey, Act. Alright. Let's look at our options. We've got... that car's clay. I can't... I'm gonna have to talk to Robin to move that thing. That's beyond my talents. Yep, he's got the COVID brain. You can make cherry wine. Probably Mike Kamano, until that cycle's over, which I think takes a month. That's just how that be. Not that I'm complaining, it's just that's... That's how that be. My niece put the hat on the horse. That's sort of sad, Act, but okay. No judgment. Okay. So we've already done that kind of brick. We've got the rustic plank, which is that. And that takes lumber. I need so much lumber. I need thousands of lumber right now. What do we got? 45. Perfect. Yep, the hat has stayed there ever since she put it on him. Let's get some flooring going on here. I mean, Portal 2 is Portal 2, so that's kind of whatever. I mean, it's okay. I know some people only watch 3 of my streams a year. Insert sob emote here. Considering people have nominated specific things like a certain class quest in Tor, I think that's allowed, Justin. Yeah, this, believe it or not, I already did the math for this one because this is a 10 by 10 thing. And if you notice, that's the same symbol that's on the icons for badges. Because Twitch needs those to be super small, so I'd already done the math on this. As a reminder, for anybody who hasn't nominated yet, we're still in the nomination phase. We are currently taking nominations for the Walker's Games Awards of the Year for 2022. You can find those by typing !GOTY into chat. We're still in nomination phase. We're probably not going to be voting for a bit. Not sure when exactly, to be completely honest with you. But at some point there will be voting, too. Merry Christmas, Ryman. I did have a good one. Very busy, very stressful, very good. Joke nominations or nominations that do not apply tend to be deleted for obvious reasons. So I got my niece a couple of things. I got her some boring stuff. Like, you know, a gift card for Nintendo for the Switch, and a couple of other, you know, sweets and treats. But the main thing I got her, the thing I spent the most time and effort on, was I made custom Pokemon cards for her, which were designed to have 2 things for them. First of all, obviously, they were cards about her and her family. But second of all, they're rules legal. I actually spent the time and effort to actually learn how the Pokemon card game works, and what is considered tournament legal, and made it so that the cards are actually playable, so she can play them with her friends. That took longer than I'd like to admit to do. The good news is she really loved it. She was running around playing with them the whole rest of the time. The one for her father says, cast Dinner Beam, which, in addition to its normal effects, also can request a specific dinner that day. So she was casting Dinner Beam at him, and Hug Beam at her mother. No guesses as to what that does. What do I want to put in these 2 blocks? Aww. I'm actually a really good gift thinker. And I stress that the way I do because I usually don't have the power to actually back up my thoughts with, you know, actually giving the gifts. So it's always nice when I can actually, you know, implement a gift rather than just be like, well, that'd be nice. And then, you know, I go hang myself. Alright, what do I want to do? Anyone have any ideas for these 3 spaces right here? Because this has the Imperial symbol, obviously. This has our furnace area. We can set up some farm stuff here, I suppose. Flowers. Ooh. So do we want to do flowers centrally? Or do we want to do flowers in the column? I think it should only go in one. Or... I'm probably not doing trees. I don't like trees. Maximum over comfy. You need a support Pokemon like I got up here. Yeah, let me think about this because I need to draw this in my head. So it's 10. I've got 8, so I can do 2 in the middle. And then... So 2 in the middle. I need to get a cheese there. Good morning, Noctis. What's a Kate, Alex? Wow. I need lumber. Of all things to be out of, I need just straight up plain old-fashioned lumber. So, to be clear about this, Gum Gum, you're asking, does the Imperial military use a giant room where people dress down to their skivvies and rub each other down with lotion to get each other decontaminated? I just want to be very clear about the question being asked here. While sexy music plays, with long panning shots of their bare legs, and of their abs, and their bare shoulder areas. Yes, absolutely. Everyone on Evo's story is going to have to go through the super sexy decontamination scene as soon as they get back from the planet. I mean, if you can even think of the name of the dude, that would be more appropriate, Act. And would kind of make the point. The fact that I can't think of the name of the dude off the top of my head sort of makes the point right there. Well, hang on. Let's Google it. Let's Google it. Wolfenstein Youngblood. Blah, 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 blah. Wow, his name is Lothar, which I find vaguely insulting as a Warcraft fan. So, Lothar is his name. Oh, where did you come from? Nope, his name's not Anduin, his name is just Lothar. Can we just wipe out Hydra already? Can we just make that a thing? Please. So sick of Hydra. Alright, now what do I need? I need lumber. Should be enough. Work faster, Zach. Damn it. Sick of them existing. Oh, that's a good idea, Evo. So rather than just rub gel on each other centrally, they can all mud wrestle. I can't even say it. Can't even say it. Oh my god, that was such a dumb idea. Oh, okay. We kill because we love, Evo. I think that's how that saying goes. I should probably have this up just in case, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, there'll be no sis today. Sorry. She might call to keep for me to keep her company, but otherwise there's no sis. Sorry. Yeah, I'm kind of sad too, especially since I feel robbed of actually checking out the new content with her. Although, we'll see how things line up. We'll see. We'll see. What am I doing? Give me a second, Act. Also, does anyone remember the name of the pig guy in Beyond Good and Evil? 'Cause I don't. Is it Hamsmith? Oh god. Beyond Good and Evil. The game, not the book. Page, oh god. So I'm staring at how to spell it, but I don't remember how to pronounce it. Either way, it's P-E-Y apostrophe J. However the hell you pronounce that. Page? 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 I mean, Doms is spelled D-O-M capital Z. Hell do I know? Age? Hmm. Listen, nobody can be allowed to have a difficult to spell name, okay? Or pronounce. Anybody with a difficult to spell or pronounce name, immediate execution. Move. What is that? Arkangia? Something like that, Evo? Ping to you, Space Cadet. Also, anybody with any variant of Legolas in their name? Immediate death. It is, because that is not one moment. That is 2 moments, act. You gotta pick one. Hi, Alex. And he's just gone. He's just killed instantly. Doesn't seem to speed up the horse. Oh well. I mean, Tolkien's dead, so he can't allow or disallow anything. Okay. No offense to dead people, but they don't have a lot of influence in the world of the living. I mean, I've been dead for years, but that's unrelated. Remember, we outnumber you. And we always will. Hiya, Mr. Lore. Spring onion. Mom says we have to pick these sometimes. Why is it dancing? They're too spicy for me. So this is now Evo. You're really nice for a grown-up, so I'm going to show you a secret. Okay. When you see it like this, looks good, right? But if you peel it a little bit, it's full of bugs. That's really gross. Cool, huh? Yeah. What do you do with the bugs, Vincent? Usually I just squash them. Gasp! This is Evo. That's horrible. No, 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 no. Mr. Lord, please put the bugs back in the grass so they can live in peace. No, Evo. They're all dead. Highlighter. Spring onions are now worth quintuple the gold. Ah! My horse. Listen, bugs are evil and must die. All bugs must die. Oh my god, poppy seeds. And a battery pack. Take. Okay, fine. We can leave butterflies alone. Most bugs must die. I don't like pumpkin seeds myself, but I have had them, yes. Accent slipped there a little bit, but whatever. No! Okay, in a few days, I'll be able to leave my sister behind. Gosh darn it. That's a good point. We need to kill all those caterpillars. I mean, as long as he can fight crime in his pink swimsuit, I'm cool with it, Zactap. Plus to distraction. Correct, Alex. Why are they wearing catsuit? What the hell's a catsuit? Like, in context. Ping to you, Flaghand. Alright, I got a bit of a philosophical question for y'all. I could start the new content today. I could. It is now within the realm of possibility. Or I could just kind of idle and chill for a bit. And then do it tomorrow instead and hope my sister can join me for that. Now, it's worth noting she might not be up for it, so this is kind of a maybe thing anyways. What do y'all think? Because I do have stuff to do, it's just low-tier stuff, right? Not really progression, it's just hanging out, essentially. I should probably throw up an actual poll for that, hang on. There. Voot, as the saying goes. I know far too many people right now dealing with an energy crisis-related cold problem. Not making commentary, I'm just stating fact. Just a little. Hey, Milker Blade. I'll be. Oh, caffeine high run off. Okay. I mean, I've also lived in Colorado, Alex, and Northern California, and Kansas, which you might think Kansas isn't cold, in which case you've never lived in Kansas. Thank you, Mulkerblade. Always. I'll jot that sucker down for Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, Kansas is surrounded by a whole lot of nothing that prevents the wind from just going right through it. Yeah, there's a lot of wind chill, and so there's a lot of ice. I actually learned how to drive on ice in Kansas. No, Space Cadet. The books tried to add an explanation, but there was no explanation given in the show itself. So... Okay. Yeah, Kansas is flat. Very, very flat. Why is there a modern rug in my fridge? Don't answer that. Oh, it's awful. Throw that. Okay. Well, since we're chilling, let's look up something. Let's do a little math. 125 minus 33 is 92. Right now it's like 2 hours long, act. Ironically, I'm only grabbing like 1 or 2 things per video or VOD, but it's still like 2 hours long because we've been streaming this for a week this morning. At this point, good morning, Savacom. Okay. So I need 92 hardwood, and whatever 92 times 20 is, which is 1840. That's a lot of lumber. Oh, what's the result? Oh, there is no result. Sorry. Make sure you're voting. Make sure you vote. If you haven't. Well, all you have to do is look at the top of your chat, Alex, and there should be a link right there. If there isn't, then Twitch has conspired against you. My deepest condolences. Why don't I start with an S? Just out of it today. I was having that problem last night, too. Then again, I've been up for a while. I do not have COVID, I just have the I was up early getting work done. Speaking of which, anybody who gives a damn, we are going to be starting the Star Trek finale vote probably today. So if you want to be thinking about your top 3, excuse me, and bottom 3 episodes of TOS and Enterprise, be thinking about that because, you know, that's going to be the vote. You don't have to vote, of course. You also don't have to come up with 3. You can just list 1 if you want to. That is in the highlight reel, yes. One of the weirdest and wonkiest things that ever happened to me in my career is definitely in the highlight reel. Yes, also make sure... So, we're not actually voting on the Game of the Year yet, but we are nominating. So if there's anything you want to nominate, this is a good time to nominate. TAS does not count. I'm afraid TAS is its own thing, and honestly, nobody cares. I already spent like 2 hours setting up all the data for the other 2 shows. I don't feel like doing that for a 3rd one. Okay, 1 person cares. Fine. You can come up with a top 3 and a bottom 3 for TAS as well. Maybe. I'll think about it. Do I prefer Kirk or Picard? So, let's say this in the correct terminology. I prefer TNG over TOS. Therefore, by logical extension, Picard tends to be more enjoyable for me in general. Because he has more stuff to work with. Better episodes, better cast, better support, etc., etc. Let's just do this. That is also in the highlight reel, Justin. As it should be. Yeah, I don't think I could name a top 2 favorite TAS episodes. I can only come up with 1. And bottom 3 would just be, well, the one Lamentation, and then the other 2 I'd have to think about. Dragonflight, that's what that means. I'm staring at like, what the hell is DF? Thank you, Five, very much. Always appreciate that support. Thank you. What about you, Crackcrow? Who do you prefer? Whom do you prefer? Jesus, that's a spread. Alright, we will chill today. Fandoms I have seen that can be described as small but passionate and devoted. You guys. What? I'm not joking. Yeah, the lore walkers. So just a heads up, period. I just had a poll, comma, and everyone has voted for me to chill today and get some side stuff done so that tomorrow you can join me for hitting the new island, period. We walk and we lure. What do we want? Walking! When do we want it? Lure! Does that make sense? No! Oh, okay. Okay, what am I doing? So I need a bajillion lumber. I need 92 hardwood. So that's just going to be an everyday thing I check up on. And I need flowers. Alright. We no think so. We think you in big doo-doo. Why do I have a slime? That and that for the time being. You all bombard. But we shall make you bombard general. I don't have quite the cadence that that actor has. Brian Blessed. There we go. I can think of Boss Nass, but not Brian Blessed. Absolutely Space Cadet. No, not at all. There's nothing that indicates that. If you're trying to read deeper meaning into The Phantom Menace, then you are wrong. I don't mean to diminish that film, but there is no subtlety to be found in that film. That is not its forte. I mean, you're right, Space Cadet. But again, you're thinking about it too much. Remember, nobody thought about Phantom Menace. They just kind of did things. And you're probably thinking, oh, you're just being insulting. No, I'm being factual. That movie was not designed. In fact, that movie is a very good example of underthought. I mean, the music's pretty legit in episode 1. Really. I mean, everyone, of course, thinks of Kara, Martha, but no, there's actually some really good songs regardless of that in that film. Strangely enough. Oh yeah, and for those of you not aware, I will be giving my own votes on several of the thingamabobs, on the Game of the Year. But of course, I'm not going to tell you what those are. That would be silly. So there'll be, like, the runner results, and then there'll be the walker results. For the curious. I'm going to put that in there, I think. No, that doesn't belong there. I don't know where it belongs, though. Which will also be true for the Star Trek stuff. Oh, I know what I'm going to pick for Stream of the Year. Rambo! Alright, I got time. Is Jar Jar the sole reason the Empire's formed? I like how you just type that as soul. So, like, Jar Jar is the soul of the Galactic Empire. Hi, Robostal. Either way, no, probably not. Although I have no idea, of course, because we're not there yet. And let me read the future. I can tell from the future that Jar Jar might be in the Star Wars rewrite, but that's not a guarantee. That's about all I got for you. Damn, there's no trees like right here. Alright, whatever. Wait, there's themes to the Star Wars prequel films? Holy crap. Why didn't anybody tell me? Oh my god. Okay. I thought the cat was going to prevent me from getting to sleep. And he plans to watch Puss in Boots too. No. Where's Penny? Oh, there she is. Hi, Penny. Aw, she's happy here, which makes me happy. Evo secretly loves the prequel so much that she secretly wants to marry them. That's why she's so anti-romance, because she's so committed to the Phantom Menace. Specifically, the Phantom Menace. No, Alex. No joke answers. At least no invalid answers. I knew it, Evo, see? It all makes sense, it all lines up. The romance in the Attack of the Clones should have worked. It didn't, but it should have. All the pieces were in place for that romance to actually work out. It's just they needed, what do you call that? Think of any words. Oh, right. Writing. They needed writing to make that actually work. Thank you, Walker. Always appreciate. No, just writing in general would have probably improved the situation. I'll put that towards a short hike. Did I already say that? Doesn't matter. Still doing it. There we let's go chop down some trees, shall we? Let's pretend every one of these trees is a romance. And we are dedicated towards killing them. I don't know, Savacom. I've been told that if people disagree on the internet, that's actually grounds for war. Like actual real-life war. Funny little side story. Obviously, I will probably never have time to actually commit to this, but something I'd really like to do someday is actually review the Star Wars films. And I think that'd be awesome. But I'm pretty sure people would hate me if I did that. It would be fascinating to sit down and really, actually review the films, though. To play this game? El Bori Raul? No, not at all. No, I've never actually reviewed a film, Vigilant. No, is the answer to your question. While the game does tend to have more content on the farming side of things, you have to understand that that's also... so you've got the husbandry, and you've got the actual, growing produce side of things. Both of which have multiple vectors to push through them. But you can, of course, go foraging, or mining, or fishing, and there are other ways to stay solvent as well, depending on how you do it. And the core point of this game is just to have fun with it, take it at your own pace, and of course, raise relationships to get the meat content. However you do that is up to you. Honestly, at this point, Fife, I think I'm okay with just admitting my opinions are my opinions and not trying to hide them for fear of the mob. I'll be honest, that took me a while to get there. I'm not going to lie to you. For a long time, I was, for lack of a better word for it, afraid of admitting my opinion on the internet. But nowadays, I have no problem saying that I don't think Episode 1's a very good film. It's strange, but I don't think it's much of a good film. Also, The Last Jedi is the worst film. Okay, see, that's a joke. I don't actually mean that. Speaking as someone who did not like The Last Jedi, the implication that The Last Jedi is worse than Phantom Menace makes me laugh. Like, yeah, okay. Opinions are opinions, and we're all entitled to them, but... what are we down to? Kent, Sebastian, Clint, George, and Wizard. Well, Kent's right there. Have some mayonnaise. That'll help you sleep. Is Arthas a better character than Anakin? Yes. That's kind of easy. Are we done with Sebastian? Oh, we are. Whoops. Oh, well. Sure, hit me, Uthor. Probably the most controversial opinion I have is that I like Episode 3 better than Episode 4. I think that's as controversial as I got. Everything else I'd say is probably bog standard with regards to Star Wars opinions. I liked the EU. It had its flaws. I think pulling the trigger on getting rid of the EU was the right idea. I think that they did it completely the wrong way. I think that I don't like any of the sequel films, and I don't like Episode 1 or Episode 2. That's it. There you go. Oh, Solo was okay and Rogue One was excellent. There you go. There's my opinions. Bam, bam, bam. Really boring opinions. I'm going to dump these off. I mentioned it last night. No, I agree, Space Cadet. That's probably the most actually controversial opinion I have. The EU needed to be Etch-a-Sketched. The problem is how they did it, not that they did it. I have noticed that, Wenlock. In fact, if you remember, I predicted that like 4 or 5 years ago. Called it. That's probably because they're playing a second or third time, Elbore. Hell, I did that, but again, I'm streaming, so I can't afford to chill. When I played it on the Switch, I was just chilling. Oh, wait. I do have one last controversial Star Wars movie opinion. I don't know if you're ready for this, though. This is a big one. What? Hang on. I gotta find something up. By the way, I know you can't respond, but hi, Valerian. I also missed a question from Crycrow. I apologize. If I don't respond to something, it's probably because I missed it in chat, because I'm terrible. Do I like Lord of the Rings? I like the movies, but I actively do not enjoy the books. They're significant, they're important, they're relevant, but they're not my thing. Jesus, Uthor. Good God, I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, I've actually been through that exact same cycle before. Although my legs were dead by the end of it. I had trouble driving on the way home because my legs were so sore. I'm sorry, Uthor. Don't mistake me. I would never be like, oh, they're bad books, or, you know, Thanos, the Lord of the Rings books out of existence. That's silly. But they're very much not my thing. Never have been, actually. I think I've told that story before. I never got into the Lord of the Rings until Fellowship of the Ring came out. The movie, I think. Hang on. Actually, let me check the timeline on that really quick. When did that film come out? I'm not sure. That would have been... Those are so close to each other, I'm not actually sure which happened first. The other incident is there was a custom, a UMS map in StarCraft, which was play as the different factions of Lord of the Rings. Obviously, the orcs were the Zerg. And I enjoyed that map. And it was either the first or the second time I enjoyed Lord of the Rings, was that stupid UMS. Seaweed, that's what I'm looking at. Oh yeah, I also really didn't like The Hobbit, the book. I kinda net positived on the Hobbit movies, but calling them good movies is a little bit harder. It's more like I liked aspects of them. The one Lord of the Rings book I legitimately liked was The Silmarillion. Also, Savicom, if you could check the Venting Chambers chat in Discord, please. Also, your DMs, also in Discord. What am I doing? I mean, the Silmarillion was just fascinating, you know? What I'm doing. There we go. Okay. You know my favorite factoid about the Hobbit films? So, the Hobbit films were something I still to this day use as a textbook example of a work that was too rushed and too stretched out at the same time. Because they were. I talked about it during my To There and Back Again video. Because they didn't greenlight the project for years. And so they were just sitting, you know, spinning their wheels and burning resources on pre-production and just hemorrhaging money, doing effectively nothing. And then they finally got the rights and finally got the green light. It was like, okay, make the film. But because we've been burning money for the last several years, you only get this really short period of time to make the films. And it's like, oh god, okay. Go. Which, if that sounds familiar, it's because you've played Final Fantasy 15. Or a dozen other games we could mention. Checking something. Okay. Oh, I know, Alex. I know. Like, there was just a lot of mismanagement about the Hobbit trilogy, which makes sense. It's very, very common for something to become a hit, a financial success, and then immediately ruined because people want the success again. And by people, I mean money people want the success again, and obviously have no idea what they're doing. There's a reason I call it bullet point syndrome. But anyways, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the films, are unironically some of my favorite films of all time. Literally just last Christmas, I don't know why I said it that way, 2 days ago. Do you mind if I bore you with the whole story? Because this is kind of funny, but also terrible, and nobody cares. And I'm stupid, and I should shut up. But if anybody wants to hear the whole story, I'll tell you the whole story. It will eventually get around to Lord of the Rings. I swear. So here's what happened. The full lineup was Saturday evening. My youngest niece was ill with some kind of virus, had a fever, took her to the ER, stuff happened, and she's fine, don't worry, but she did need to be, rehydrated, and she did need some medicine. Cool. Problem is, they had to go to the ER on Christmas Eve. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever worked in the medical industry or adjacent to the medical industry, but Christmas Eve is one of the busiest days of the year for most hospitals. By the way, Christmas Day is another one of the busiest. Anyways, point being, so it took them 4 hours to get seen. Now, why is that relevant? Because it means on Christmas Eve, my brother-in-law and sister were up until like 2 in the morning taking care of their daughter. So they get home, collapse, exhausted, and they're like, all right, we're canceling the Christmas gathering because we're exhausted. And, everything's awful. So, ka-clunk, cool. So, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I text them and say, do you want me to not come up? Because I usually come up on Sundays in general because I'm the brother, or the uncle, if you prefer. Close family, as opposed to long family. They say, yes, you're different, you're special, you can come up and visit. I'm like, cool. I go up in my casual clothes, I'm not actually all dressed up, and I'm just there to hang out, just to take care of the kids, take a little bit of the weight off of the 2 adults who can rest. Now, while I'm there, I'm starting in on the dishes, and I think I mentioned this in brief. I spent pretty much the entire day mostly cleaning, which I don't mind doing, because it was very helpful, and I helped them get caught up. All their laundry was done. All of it. And the kitchen, completely done, except for the stove, which is a disaster area. I'm going to actually need to get some metal scrubbers to get into the stove. But anyways, point being, did 100% of the dishes, including the stuff that they cooked for, which is in the future, and all the laundry done. Didn't have time to sort and fold all the laundry, so I feel bad about that. Cleaned out the living room, cleaned out the kids' room, etc., etc. That was mostly my Christmas. No complaints here, although I was pretty sore yesterday. But the relevant part, so I'm still building up to, I swear we're getting to Lord of the Rings at some point. The relevant part is at about midday, the 2 of them had taken a nap. Both sis and brother-in-law both went to take a nap while I was taking care of the kids and taking care of the house. When they got up, they felt a lot better, and the littlest was also feeling a lot better too. Her fever had broke. So they sent out a message like, okay, so we've already done the prep work on a lot of the food, so we have to cook it today, so we're going to have a lot of extra food. So if you want to swing by anyways, a little bit later than we were planning, just for a quick dinner and present sharing, you're more than welcome to. So all of a sudden, rents are going to show up. It's like, okay. Now, actually, in the end, only 2 of them showed up. Just the brothers-in-law's parents. Now, that was cool. It was a good visit. They were fun to hang out with. I tried to keep them entertained and happy whenever they weren't being kept entertained and happy by the kids. Because, once again, brother-in-law and sis are very low on spoons for the day, if you know what I mean. Thank you, old dude in a hat. Always appreciate that support. If you want to put that towards something, let me know, please. So what does this have to do with Lord of the Rings? Well, the first thing it has to do with is Eclectic trying to interrupt me, but I'm going to ignore Eclectic completely out of sheer vitriolic rage and instead go on with my story. So we start talking about a show that I believe is called Tulsa. And Tulsa is a television show which is active right now about Sylvester Stallone, and he's an old mafia guy. And he's been sent to Tulsa to do stuff, and that's the premise, right? Now, the topic, Tulsa King, that's it, thank you. The topic quickly changes to Sylvester Stallone and whether or not he's an actor that's worth a damn. Now, in the middle of talking about that, I mention a couple of things, including about how I've covered both Rambo and Rocky, Rocky at this time, not Rambo, and how, Sylvester Stallone's actually a decent, actor and blah, blah, blah. Little bit into this, brother-in-law's dad says, we're sitting down for dinner at this point, and he's like, hold up. So you said you covered Rocky? And I was like, yeah. What does that mean? So I start mentioning, oh, well, I was covering it for the show as a positive. And I got about that far into the sentence before, because I'm very good at reading people's body language and expressions, I realized immediately what was going on. So then I interrupted myself and said, have I ever told you what I do for a living? Of course, to which they said, no. By the way, pro tip. Social niceties, 107. So I could have said, do you not know what I do for a living? But instead I said, have I never told you what I do for a living? It's passive, but it puts the impetus of the flaw or the negative on myself. I haven't told them, rather than on them, you don't know. Both sentences say the same thing. But this one is done in a way that doesn't try to make it sound like I'm blaming or shaming them. Yeah, framing is very important when it comes to social discourse. Anyways. So, I'm like, okay. So then I explain my job to them. Now, they actually pick up on it because they aren't stupid like some people I could mention who are older. Pax and I were talking about this just last night. And I just realized I've just got Christmas music playing. I'm sorry. Hang on. It's on random, Alex. I'm sorry. There you go. So, as they're discussing, brother-in-law's father, who is actually a bit of a film geek, says, all right, back to the wall, 5 top films, why, go. And he wanted a real answer. He didn't want some off the top of my head thing. And I'm like, okay. So I started thinking about it. And I'm like, I can't give him all the geek answers. That's just going to oust me as a geek. But truth be told, it's actually not that hard to come up with 5 different top films in terms of overall quality, not in terms of personal preference. So, for example, I mentioned 2001 Space Odyssey. And he's like, do you like 2001 Space Odyssey? I said, no, I can't stand that film. He starts laughing and says, well, okay. No, that makes perfect sense. He didn't even question it. Because he knew exactly why I put that film up there. And most of you in chat probably understand too. That film was literally revolutionary. Literally. Like, that film changed cinema. And then we got talking about the 6 points of story, and I'm not going to bore you with that. But the long and the short of it is we kind of made our way down to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And once we got to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, what ensued was a whole lot of gushing. And he was like, all right. So you've listed all these films. And obviously, we've got significant films, relevant films, historical films, yada, yada, yada. I mentioned Casablanca on that list as well, for the matter. It's like, okay. Now, of these films, which one do you enjoy the most? And without even hesitation, I said Lord of the Rings. And he just starts laughing. I'm like, what? He was like, well, of the films you just listed, the only ones I actually enjoyed were Lord of the Rings. Keep in mind, he is older than me. Not by much. About 18 years, but still. Anyways. There's the stupid story of dumb. Okay, so I need several things. I need my horse. Where did I leave my horse? There you are. I can see that hat anywhere. I can't decide what to do with this. I need more of everything. For the record, if I was to list my top 5 favorite films just from an enjoyability perspective, you know, my own review system, I would probably go with, in no particular order, Empire Strikes Back, Star Trek II, Star Trek VI, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Back to the Future trilogy, and that's 5. This is a very strange song. We're going to move on. That's hysterical, Alex. Whoops. That's a song we don't want either. It's 5 films, Rax! Someone go stab Rax for me really quick. Someone stab Yura, too, really quick. All kinds of stabs today. That's going for that. That's going for that. And I need... So what I need is flooring. That's my next step. So we could do wood floor somewhere. And since we're doing flowers there, that might work. I mean, wasn't Tolkien a Catholic? I guess I shouldn't even go down that particular line of thought, but... Knives Out isn't on my list. No, that is true. I will admit that. I like Knives Out, don't mistake me, but I wouldn't put it in the top 5. It's funny because I have absolutely no blood relation to them, but also... All my chosen family is great. My biological family... Anyways, you notice I don't share stories about them. I think... What does straw floor look like? Hang on, I'm gonna look this up. That looks like crap. Okay, we're not doing that. That would be good. How do I get this? From the dwarf. Why don't I have access to the dwarf? Oh. Because I never bothered, apparently. Okay, let's do this. I mean, my favorite story about my biological family has to do with my biological grandfather, my mother's side. But I won't share that because it's really dark and really unpleasant. And I've never forgiven him for it. How many... Wait a second. How are we missing dwarf scrolls at this point? Oh, we've got 3 of the dwarven scrolls. We are actually missing 4. Or 1, rather. Huh. Interesting. Well, that sucks. Okay. Well, that's what I need next, because that's the flooring I want. So, let's see. How do I get that? Oh god, he has a friendship thing too. Does he have any events? No. Oh god, is it literally just pure random? I think it is. No, it isn't. It isn't pure random. Okay, I need to figure out exactly which one I'm missing. Hang on. Quick, quick, quick. Quick, I've got 10 minutes. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Oh god, okay. Looks like I'm missing red. Tilling in mines or skull cavern. Any floor. 0.16% chance. I've decided I don't care about that floor pattern. It's a great floor pattern. You know... Yeah, it's a scroll of zebra hooves. Exactly. No. Oh, sorry, Huthor. You actually asked that earlier. Favorite character from the Silmarillion? Other than the dragon. Yeah, I warned you, Bragwin. Didn't listen to me. He never listens to me. Honestly, I might go with Glaurung, but I do admit I find... Welcome home, honey. How was your day? It was great. That's great. I'm glad you enjoy your work so much. I'm happy you're home. Hug. Oh, you smell like the outdoors. It's nice. Okay, that's not the word I'd use. Penny. You know, I really appreciate the hard work you do for the family. So it's important to me that when you come home, the house is nice and cozy and everything's in order. So I was thinking, I'd like to redecorate the bedroom with some of my own handmade decor. But first I have to ask you, what style do you prefer? Forest and Moon, Strawberry Home, Pirate Theme! What do you think? I'm leaning towards Forest and Moon. Because, duh. Yar, matey! No, I'm going to Forest Moon. I won't touch in your chest, but it'd be nice if you can move them out of the bedroom. Oh, popovers already. Yar. No, don't. Eat it immediately. Alright, so now that all of that's done, I can finally acknowledge Eclectic being way too generous. Thank you, Eclectic. Always appreciate. Thank you. Now, hang on. I gotta part and parcel that, because you split that up a bit. Yes, but I'm not 15, Huthor. Hang on, hang on. The log didn't get what you put that towards correctly, so let's see if I can scroll up far enough to see it. There it is. Okay, so Lego Pirates. I don't know if that's on the list. Lego Lord of the Rings. Sail Forth? I don't even know what that is. I'll figure all that out later. But thank you, Eclectic. Okay, I believe you. So what's Sail Forth? I mean, obviously I'll look it up later, but... I don't really have a good storage. This is just going to become the storage space. Whip, 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 whip. Food only. Ah, okay. It's not the one I'm thinking of then, if it just came out. Interesting. I'll have to poke at it. That was strange, but okay. I'm cool with that. Probably The Fall of Gondolin, Huthor. Although that is off the top of my head. I should probably mention, I haven't read any of that stuff in decades at this point. So, very vague memory is going off of. I need... Right, I forgot. Let's go grab that really quick. I mean, you know what I mean, a good character-driven political drama is probably one of my favorite genres of stories across everything. It's also surprisingly rare, at least in terms of something that's actually good. Right. Sorry, Evo, you messaged me this morning, and I read it, and then I immediately killed myself because I didn't respond to it. Hang on. Oh, wow, I have a Luna. Give me a second, give me a second. Have I ever read Lord of the Flies? Yes. Do you need to play XCOM Enemy Unknown to play XCOM 2? I would actually recommend it, but you don't have to, no. Just making sure there's no... Have I seen the new version of The Sorceress, is the question you asked. Yes, obviously I have. So we're going to hit the stream breaks right now. Okay, so first of all, I do think the pose, posture, skeletal structure, chin, expression, hair, and literally everything work much better for the sorcerers here. It is a very good sketch. The second thing I wanted to mention is that you're not annoying, but I'll type up more about that later. But that's the important part. Annoying, no. It's okay, you can just admit that my writing is bad. I accept it. I can't admit that. So, random question for chat. You have the ability to magically create a good game set in Lord of the Rings of any genre of your choice. What genre do you pick? And as many details as you feel like going into on that. MMO. We already have Lotro. I know. I said good. RTS. We already have those too. Yeah, I'm kind of torn on my own question here, which is part of why I'm asking you guys. How many do I have right now? 68. Even Mr. Red would probably admit Lotro is not what you would call a great game. Does it have a great story? Absolutely. But a great story does not make a great game. Souls-like? I could see that. Elder Scrolls style game? I could see that too. A fighting game? I can't see that. Hang on. Gotta shoot Jiren Dauphine. Where'd he go? Whatever. Doesn't matter. I need 2,000 1,000 lumber. Whoops. I don't think I could do that tonight. I've run out of time. So we'll do this instead. Crusader King style. I mean, we need more grand strategy games, so I'm kind of... Point-and-click adventure. Blade Terval just gave birth to a cow. How did a new cow happen? Does anybody want to be a new cow? No, we actually found a poppy seed, Larian, although we're not progressing today by virtue of vote. So we're just kind of chilling today. So we've got Space Cadet and Eclectic Oak. So do we want Eclectic Cadet or Space Oak? I feel like Space Oak sounds cooler. What do y'all think? What's really funny is there is a Lord of the Rings game done basically in the engine of FF10 and in the style of FF10. It's on the PS2 even, I'm pretty sure. A pack of 12 ninjas and also a cow. Although the cow is a ninja. Aw, thanks for the hash browns. It's important to me that you leave here with a full belly. Lord of the Rings racing game. Anyways. I have read Neverending Story, although not in a very long time. Like, I'm pretty sure I was a kid when I read that. I don't disagree, Evo. It's just of all the games to go towards, why go for that? There's so much more we could do with it. I'm not sure what I would go for, although I kind of like the idea of a grand strategy. I mean, think about the Nemesis system being adapted to Crusader Kings 3 and tell me that doesn't sound cool. Yeah, Total War game set in the style of the Warhammers would be pretty legit. There's actually surprisingly few strategy games set in Lord of the Rings. We've got the RTSs, which I mentioned earlier. And that's it. That's all we got. Everything else is mods for other strategy games. Me too, Justin. There is that terrible mobile game, which is a mobile game. PoE style? Oh, Tyranny. Now that would be interesting. Although, hopefully with better combat. I like several aspects of Tyranny, but... Uh-oh. We've lost Savacom to the mobile side of the force. Ooh, can we? We can. Hey, and Return to Nothingness. Morrowind 2. Now there's an interesting idea. Is it set before or after the incident at the Red Mountain? Yeah, don't spend money on it, Savacom. I know you're an adult, but seriously, don't spend money on it. I think I mentioned this before. Just about 2 weeks ago, I had to have a chat with my niece about predatory transactions because she's getting to that age. And when she goes to visit other family, they're not responsible, is the way I want to phrase that. So they're just like, hey, here's Roblox, go for it. And it's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Roblox. Yeah, Avowed, I'm kind of, like, I don't want to get too excited about, but I'm kind of excited about it, like, more positive than not. Yes, I'm secretly Savacom's uncle, too. I'm just everyone's uncle. That's just my job now. They won't call me Emperor of the World. They'll call me Uncle of the World. And you know what? I'm okay with that. No, it's okay, Savacom. I accept it. I accept it. So you said 30, I believe. Or was it 25? Somewhere around here. My opinion on Empire at War is probably quite unpopular. But I can't give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down, because the problem is... Empire at War is something that fills a niche that nothing else really does. And I feel like that's why a lot of people, including me, tend to enjoy it. But when you actually dig into the game and start breaking it apart into the game that it is, it's not actually all that good of a game. It has lackluster campaign design, terrible map layout, terrible balancing when it comes to the sides and the units. Obviously, the ground missions suck, everyone knows that. But even the space missions are problematic at best. I don't even know what that is, Eclectic, so I'm going to go with a no. It's a game that I feel also has been given a lot of additional life thanks to the modding community. But as usual, the game itself doesn't get credit for that. I've been wanting a Homeworld-style Star Wars game since before Homeworld came out. And then Homeworld came out, and I was like, yes! Yeah, and I just jumped on it. And yeah, that's also ignoring the fact that Empire at War is essentially a 4X light. Very basic mechanics. Very little actual depth to it. Which means the middle game drags hard and the late game is actively boring. However, despite the fact that I'm basically just doing nothing but bashing the game, I still enjoy it, predominantly because it's kind of the only Star Wars strategy game we have. It's that and Rebellion, which also is a very problematic game. raising an eyebrow at you, Melkor. So if you ever wonder why I occasionally say, God, I wish we had a good strategy game set in Star Wars, that's why. What's funny is I would love several good strategy games. I mean, there's so many different formats you can go with. Obviously, there is something like Empire at War, just, you know, a little more modern design policies and more philosophy put into it, more actual design philosophy put into it. You could have the homeworld-style space battles, which would be awesome. You could have a proper grand strategy of 2 different varieties, because you could have the political style game, like CK2 or Rebellion, and you could have the more military-focused thing, something more like Stellaris, for example. And all of that sounds awesome to me, and we don't have any of it. And we never will, because those are niche games. And Star Wars games, under the current people who own the license, tend to only go for games that are going to sell quite well. Or are going to gain a lot of media attention. Frankly, I think we got extraordinarily lucky to get Jedi Fallen Order. And even that was in a proven genre. Now, so sorry, that was a long answer. I apologize to Base Master. If you know me, you know I tend to give long answers. I try to be as nuanced / in-depth as I can in my responses. Having said all that, I do think the modding scene for Empire War is awesome. And for anybody out there who's ever asked me, hey, I want to get into a Star Wars strategy game, I have recommended Stellaris with mods, or Empire at War with mods. Depending on what they're going for. Only briefly, and it wasn't done when I actually poked at it, Uthor. So I haven't seen... Oh my god, I just got the scroll. I haven't seen the finished product yet. I think you are one of my major sources of information on that. Okay, so it's too late in the day to finish that up. But we got the scroll! Okay, so we're done with the mines again. Death to the mines. And to the living, obviously. Yes, also death to the mimes. Mr. Mime is just weird. Where's my horse? Whatever. Let's sort out my inventory really quick. I'll just do this. Damn it! I left my horse at the mines. No! I don't remember his name. My niece named him. Do I like McDonald's Filet-O-Fish? No. But I don't like fish in general. So that's why. Whoops. Ever since the surgery for my kidney stones, I haven't really been able to eat fish. There are very rare exceptions to that. Yes, really. I'm not actually making that. Why is that? That's a good question. If you ever figure out why the hell my body has just been like, ugh, ever since, feel free to tell me. Never actually figured that one out. Most seafood. Shrimp is kind of borderline. Fried shrimp I'm usually okay with. Kind of. I used to really like calamari, for example. Especially fried calamari. Can't do it anymore. Where's my... Oh, I have it on me. Duh. Pay attention, Laura. Pay attention. I mean, at this point, I've kind of gotten used to it. That was back in... 2012, I want to say? So I've kind of been used to not eating seafood for a long time. Eh. Debate. Further than that, that's going to be there. Maybe eclectic? I don't know. The smell of fish also really gets to me. Like, the smell of fish will trigger my gaggle reflex pretty hard at this point. Sushi, I'm fine with. Partially. There are actual specific dishes of sushi that I can't do anymore. Depends. Do you have a good mask, Alex? What, are the Vaudouar an event? Because... yeah. Tell you what, Eva. Tell you what. Make you a deal. I'll give you the seafood. You give me the donuts. Win-win. Oh my god, Uthor. And they just sit there being a dick like the Vaudouar would. Yeah, the smell is one of the biggest things, G2 Studios. You're absolutely right. It's just weird. I can't explain it. I've tried several times over the years to like reintroduce myself to seafood. And each time it's just like, oh, no. Just checking on all that stuff. The GDI is a military dictatorship. I mean, it's a military. So I guess by definition, it qualify. Uh-oh. We got our first keynote. Okay, so let's go turn this sucker in. Still need more lumber. I mean, if we're being 100% honest, if you introduce the Borg into a Star Trek strategy game, they should probably win every encounter. Because they're the Borg. Like, I can't use an analogy there, because they're the analogy. What's it like? It's like being attacked by the Borg. No, see, that's just the Protoss at that point, Alex. And I can think of other species and other factions in Star Trek that would be the Protoss. The Borg? No, they're the Borg. Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry, Space Cadet. That sucks. Wait for minutes here. I keep expecting there to be a field down here where I could grab produce, but I think that's one of the mods I used to play with. Donate this scroll! I now have Dwarven... Excuse me, translation guide. Yay. Alright, horse. I will never see you again. Farewell, my steed most true. Well, we'll forget about it in 5 seconds. at all the stuff from the surface. I just take it from your people during the night. Well, you thief. What's this concept you call private property? Well, anyways. Recipe get. Who would be the Protoss and Trek? The Voth. No, think about it. That's Laura. Wake up, Laura. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I would not even include the Borg. The most I would ever do with the Borg in a 4X game is turn them into an endgame crisis. And, I mean... I agree with that, Narsa. Maybe Savicom? Yes, I guess if the Borg show up. So, okay, you know how several 4X games, including like the old Civilizations or Master of Orion, had a definitive end date? Like, that's just, this is the end of the game, no matter what you're done, whether you've won or lost. The moment the Borg show up, it's just like, well, game's over. And there's just this screen that goes, hi, the Borg have invaded. So, let's check your score. Let's see how well you did before they consumed you. Yeah, that's the Voth, correct, Uthor. The Vodwar are the people with the subspace corridors, who were nobodies until STO. And even in STO, they needed the assistance of the Iconians to be somebody. So let's see. Clint. Corvus. I was literally just at Clint. That's funny. Listen, Alex, if we're going to include bad writing here, if we're going to include Voyager, let's be honest, that's where that's at. See, now I'm getting suspicious, Savicom, because I posited that exact same idea for STO. Like, I literally posited that whole point of, rather than just fighting the Borg and beating them as a brand new cadet in a Miranda. Which I don't even know what else to say about that. Maybe make it so that it's a Kobayashi mercenary and the whole point is to live for as long as possible. And yeah, there's a leadership board and every cadet's like, oh man, because everyone knows you're fighting the Borg. You can't keep that secret. But, just, you know, man, I lasted 25 seconds against the Borg, and that's impressive, right? Holy crap. 25 seconds? Yeah, I lasted 15. Woo! Yeah, and the next highest score is like 18 seconds. Exactly. And what's funny is we could have like a varying response based on how well the player does. And honestly, like anything over 10 seconds would be considered a good score. Have the Vulcan lady, or not, excuse me, the Trill lady be like, oh my gosh, you managed 10 seconds. That's better than I did. And I'm not actually joking. I would have it be like, all right, go do this random mission. Okay, go over here. Learn some tutorial stuff. Learn how to pilot the ship. You know, go through the paces. And then a Borg cube just shows up. And it warps in right on your face. Doesn't matter where you are. It warps in right on you. And then a timer just starts. Also, the AI of the Borg, the first thing it would do, tractor beam. So, Ventures is like, I'll just kite him. And There you go. 4 seconds. You did it. Let's see. I guess I could just say, I don't want to raise your rep. You're at 0. What do I really need? Lumber, I think. What do I need for... Hang on. So I just got that new pattern, which is... weathered, which requires wood. Of course it requires wood. Well, no, because A, they're the Borg, and B, the whole point is to see how long you can last. Yes, and each one varies depending on who you marry, Eva. So who your partner is changes what you get. Like that scene we got with Penny. And of course, each one has their own little side stuff they can do, too. And yeah, you're in a Miranda class. That's one of the reasons you just get bodied. Boom, cronk, 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 and you're gone. Alright, let's do some math. One of my favorite things to do in life is math. That's barely a joke. Why did the Borg notice you? Okay, that's a good question. So let's say, so you start off with your ship, and you're patrolling out towards this one area. That sounds like such a dark and horrible thing, Gum Gum. What does that mean? 50. Oberth class. They're after the ship you're saving. What I was thinking is the whole point of the scenario is the Borg are reinvading. And we need to... I mean, the whole point of the scenario is to see how you do under a crisis and how well you do against overwhelming odds. That's the point of the Kobayashi Maru. But that's the out in perspective. I was thinking the in perspective is, so you go find the initial tutorial is you're going to find like a cargo ship or whatever. They need help, they need repairs, you fix that up, yada yada. Where were you going? We're going to this other planet. We've lost contact with them. You go to the other planet, you do some scans. There's these giant scoops that are just gone, missing from the planet. Can't find the colony. All of the satellites gone. Radio silent. Just they call it dead emissions or whatever they call that. And it's just like, huh. And then Borg cube. And then the timer starts. And honestly, yeah, pulling a ramming maneuver, which is an ability in STO, that is actually a thing. The way it works in gameplay terms is it increases your speed, and the moment you get within a certain range of a ship, you kill yourself. Like it destroys your ship, and it does a large amount of kinetic damage to the ship in question. And that would be a valid option. Like just... and you just ram the cube and say, screw it. So I need what? I need 100,000 gold to just buy the wood I need. But for the moment, I can go ahead and buy a little bit. Let's buy a little bit. What the hell is a theater sustainment brigade? And why does it involve pacifying worlds? I'm so confused. Thoughts on Warframe? Warframe is a very good game that I highly recommend. I will never play it again. In fact, the game is a game that I kind of dislike for two big reasons I'll get into in a minute. But I do have to give a proviso, which I wasn't aware of until after I already gave up on the game. Warframe doesn't really start until way into it. Like, when you start the game, it's like, alright, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do something, and it just throws you at some random stuff, and it's the same vanilla problem every other MMO in the history of the universe has, right? At a certain point of the game starts, and then it's like, oh, this is cool. So I mentioned two reasons I don't like Warframe. Reason number one, playing it, shall we say, optimally hurts my hand a little bit. So I can only play it for short periods at a time. Now that's something I could avoid. I could just play it in short bursts. But the second reason is what really kills it for me. It's very co-op hostile. Now, I don't know if that's ever fixed, and I don't care, because even if it is fixed, it doesn't help the fact that the early game is very co-op hostile. Me and my friends actually picked up Warframe, bought a couple of nice frames, really got into it, started pushing through the story, found out we couldn't group up for the story, found out we couldn't group up for anything other than the random missions, realized that the game was co-op hostile, put the game down, never went back. I don't play MMOs solo, so that's a big nope from me. Let's see what this looks like. I don't like it. Yep, story missions are solo-only, Ventures. That's really all I need to hear there. It's FF14 all over again. Which is another co-op hostile game, by the way. I think I gave FF14 a total of 15 negatives for that, if I'm remembering correctly. I had a pretty bad sunk cost fallacy when I was younger. I've spent so much time on this thing, it must be valuable. I have to keep going. Yeah, that looks better. I like that better. So now I need stone. Lots and lots of stone. I couldn't name any of the games because, of course, they're not memorable for the reasons we're talking about. But there were quite a few games that I would play all the way through because, you know, I've already spent so much time on them. And I was just waiting for the game to pay off, right? I was waiting for there to be some part of the game that was actually worth a darn. And then I'd finish the game, and the story would be concluded. I'm like, that's it? And there was just that overwhelming feeling of, that's it? That's the game. That's... wow. And then I would put the game down and forget about it in a day. Which is why I can't name any of them for you, because I just spaced all of them. I will leave it there. You know, everyone in chat, why are you paving over it? It must be nice. It must be clean and tidy. Listen, eventually Drakengard's gonna be worth it, right? Right? Oh god. Why am I still playing this game? Sorry, Space Cadet, I shouldn't laugh. I hate that film. But, I don't like horror in general, so, you know, invalid perspective. For God's sakes. This song is too repetitive. Yeah, I gotta say it right, Alex. La 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 la. La 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 la. Really aggressively. See, the real test of whether or not Event Horizon's a good film would be to ask someone who's into horror. What are you talking about, Savicom? I'm just paving over everything. Sorry. Here, bees, make some honey out of this pavement, would you? No, actually, I'm going to put the beehive down here, I think. I am the Joja runner. How did you find me out? Ah, now that's actually a much more complex question than you'd think, Evo. After all, how do you heal someone? In fiction, obviously. Although this actually applies in real life, too. Kinda. Do I still have... I do not. Nope. I'm asking you, Evo. How do you heal? Magic is unfortunately not an answer. That's like saying medicine. How does the healing happen? Where's the chest? I had a spare chest. Oh, there it is. It's right there. Oh yeah, we also don't have... But that's different. Well, since this is just the storage room at this point. I have to put the sap in there. You don't know? My goodness. Tissue regeneration. But how does the tissue regenerate? Although I'll accept that as an answer, because you're close enough to one of the 3 types of healing. So there's 3 types of healing in fiction. Although this kind of bleeds over into real life, too. So you can encourage the body to heal itself. You can... That's basically a form of inducement. You give the body the tools it needs to do what it itself can do on its own. So, you know, you remove unnecessary things like the glass shards or the dagger or the bullet, and then you prevent the blood loss from getting out of control. You get the whole area removed of contaminants, clean it up, and then help it to just kind of slowly heal itself. So that's answer number 1. Answer number 2 is rewind, and answer number 3 is enforced generation. So that's regeneration, rewinding, and generation. Those are the 3 methods of healing in fiction. So regeneration is obvious, I just mentioned that. Rewinding is also kind of self-explanatory. Rewinding is reverting a portion of your body to a previous state, which is then hypothetically more healthy than its current state. And that would be the kind of thing, healing, that's more useful for something like a major injury, like someone stabs you in the arm, for example. Although that could hypothetically work for certain aspects of diseases as well, assuming it was able to revert the damage those diseases had done. Forced generation is the most difficult to do by far, because it requires extremely careful and precise alterations to the existing tissue, and knowing exactly which alterations to do. So, to continue the knife stab example, so what you would do is you've got this giant gaping wound in the arm, right? So all of that bone would need to be sorry, I'm using the wrong terminology. The bone wouldn't have to be regrown, it would have to be grown. You would have to actually design and build new bone there and connect it with the existing bone. Same with the blood vessels, same with the muscular tissue, same with the tendons, etc. And you would have to basically build new stuff in order to fill that hole and properly connect and be compatible with the existing tissue. That's generation. Forced generation is most useful for things that are much harder to deal with via the other methods. Cancer is a perfect example of that. Because you could simply remove the cancerous growth and the cancerous tissue entirely. Thank you, Cat Benatar. It's named after Wasteland 3, if you get the reference. And so you just remove all the cancerous tissue and all the things causing the cancerous tissue. And that leaves you with a giant gaping hole or wound in that. So then you then forcibly generate new tissue there in order to completely replace the junk data tissue that was causing the issue. Because reversion isn't going to fix that. Like, reversion, that is to say rewinding, might get rid of the cancer temporarily, but it'll just come back for the same reason it did last time, right? Sounds right. White mages need to be capable and cognizant of all three. Although, if you're paying attention, I just listed them in order of difficulty. Helping, that's true, and rewinding might help if it's an environmental problem. Like if you actually had a dose of radiation, rewinding could probably help you get through that pretty quickly and smoothly. But the easiest to do by far, especially since it's literally what we practice in real life, is enforced sorry, I don't know why I said enforced. Is regeneration, helping or encouraging the body to heal itself. It's harder to rewind it for obvious reasons, and it is much harder to force to generate it. Anyways, so that's how healing magic works, and also magitech, and also tech. Let's see here. Well, not really, Alex, because it's just changing the nature of the existing matter into a previous state. I get why you're saying that's temporal, but it's kind of not, because what you're doing is you're taking the existing tissue and nearby tissue and saying, this is what it should be, and then adjusting the existing tissue to a state that most matches that, right? And as you might imagine, that's extremely hard to do. There's no reason white magic is extremely difficult to properly utilize within my setting. Honestly, with the issues that your people are having with the silicon thing, I would say forced generation would probably help them the most. Because most of those people have been born under those circumstances, so what you'd need to do is go in and just kind of redo parts of their body en masse. It would probably be very complex and very dangerous. Probably 5, other than Infinity War, which is the obvious one. That's true, Alex, but there's no time travel, so sucks to be them. Now they might have scans, which they could use as a template. So make sure you go for your regular checkup. So your body not being able to produce its own insulin, that would almost assuredly be generation. If you are born with a major detriment to yourself where you can't produce something like melatonin or insulin, or can't process proteins correctly, or a severe allergy or whatever, that's something that you're born with. You're born blind, for example. That's the kind of thing where they would then go ahead and generate new tissue and new organs, or whatever's actually necessary, in order to replace the existing defunct and default organs. Can the Empire cure headaches? You know, it's funny you say that, Gum Gum, because you say Star Trek can cure headaches. And yet, I know, it's Star Trek, but it's funny how often people suffer from headaches in Star Trek, considering that one throwaway line in Season 1 about having cured headaches. What am I doing? I got way off track there. The common cold? I mean, we have the cure for the common cold right now. It's called endure it and then get used to the cure. I mean, Trek's medical science is ridiculous, yes. We'll be using that as a plot point in the rewrite several times. Mostly from villains. Alright, so... let's see here. Yeah, exactly, Jandothi. That's the problem. It's like saying... This is always a big pet peeve of mine back in the early aughts. People be like, we're trying to find the cure for cancer. And it's like, that's not how that works. It's like trying to find a cure for the common cold. It's not an applicable sentence. but I'm getting off track. That's what I'm doing. Okay. I was doing something. Jesus. Wake up, Laura. Oh, that's a lot of crap. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Braywood. Cancer is a category, not a disease. I want to cure food! I've got the cure for food right here! Oh, absolutely, Space Cadet, absolutely. Star Trek Medical Tech is bonkers. We're bringing it down a little bit because it's a little bit too bonkers, but in the rewrite, they're still going to have very good medical tech. And of course, we don't have to worry about actors getting older, so I have no problem having a functional, McCoy as of the TNG era, just because, they're that capable of taking care of the human body. Alright, so... I need a chest so I can make a chest. Hang on. Where's that? You... Just gonna put you over here. I mean, all you have to do is find all the viruses and eradicate them. All of them. Okay. And then we'll, this one route it. I mean, pain is another thing. It's one of those interesting ones. Now, big moment of truth. Can I put stuff outstairs? Yes, I can. Okay, good. But I do need one thing back, which is that. I do like swallowing pills for a week. Need to get my drugs in. Oh, okay, I feel better. Woo. Oh my gosh. Laura, good morning. Good morning, Penny. What do you think, everybody? I think she did a good job of it. Notice anything unusually soft? I quilted this custom bedspread by hand. How did you change it while... Do I sleep that hard? I mean, I am a farmer. So what do you think? I love it. I'm glad you like it. The house is starting to really look cozy, isn't it? Yep, and I'm about to move a whole lot of storage indoor here. Yeah, I need to cook her breakfast now. I'm going to pause in my work. This is how important this is. I'm going to pause in my work to make something for her. That's how impressed I am. Oh, that's where all the other stuff went. Alright, what should I make her? Cheese, cauliflower, pizza, fried mushroom, pepper poppers, an entire cake, another entire cake, eggplant parmesan, spaghetti, a survival burger, radish salad. I can make a bunch of stuff. What is she like? Hang on. Let's look this up. Hang on. What is your favorite food, Penny? Because I would know that, of course. I don't think I could make any of that, but let's see here. In fact, I know I can't make that. Or that. I don't even think I have the recipe for that. I can't make any of her favorite food. Okay, fine. Fine, I wasn't going to make your favorite food anyways. Oomph. Yeah, I can't. I don't have any poppy seeds. I don't have the recipe for the red plate, and I don't have the roots platter. I don't even know what a tom kha soup is. Well, that sucks. Fine. We'll make her a cake. She likes cakes, right? Do you dislike... Let's double check. Is there anything she dislikes? beer and wine and mead and pale ale. This is a woman after my own heart. Oh my god, she doesn't like black licorice. Or horror movies. Well, I guess I picked the right woman. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Hi, Evoska. Yeah, we're just kind of chilling. We're just kind of chilling. Tomorrow we'll hit up the island, hopefully, but today we're just kind of hanging out. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, you get a cake. Here. It's just for you. Ah. Yep, I'll never have to play Franbo with this woman. Thanks for the Maki roll, Linus. Okay, so. Do I have the chest? I do have the chest on me. I also have some iridium I need to pick up really quick. No, body pillows are not my thing. That's the, I think, the nicest way I could phrase that. In fact, let's just do that really quick. We can always be thankful to Franbo for one thing. It codified the fact that we're not playing horror games on this stream ever again. Okay. We are on year 2, spring, or no, I'm sorry, we're on year 3, spring of year 3. That's true, Melkor Blade. And they're all banned forever. Any questions? I mean, right now I'm kind of at a point where I'm ready to progress. I'm just kind of idling while I rearrange and redecorate the farm. I want pavement as far as the eye can see. How are we doing in here? Oh, our snips are done. Unless that blood is flowing immediately out of your body, that's not going to cure radiation. Yeah, that's nice. That's not going to cure radiation. Okay. Let's move all the fish stuff out. So this is actually the brown chest. That, oh no, that's the brown chest. Why do I have 2 brown chests? Fix that in a minute. We now have a blue chest. Blue. All the fishing stuff in there. Not the fish. Fish go somewhere else. Does anyone remember where we buy fridges? The mini fridges? Because I need to buy like 3 more. And I don't remember where to get them. So I'll put them in here for right now. I've just got a cake in my fridge. Penny, did you put the cake in the fridge? Why would that shock me at this point? Hey, did you know that the precursors in Halo are ridiculous? What? Yeah, they're also bonkers. No way. Okay, we'll call this that chest. Put that in there. Aw, that's really sweet of her, Alex. You should marry her immediately. Just give her a thing of roses. No, give her a lot of mayonnaise. Oh, that reminds me. Hang on. This is going to take me a moment. Give me one moment, please. Really, Melkor? Oh my gosh. That is something I did not know. Undertale is a horror game? I mean, you were there when I first streamed it for the very first time, didn't you? Or weren't you? Excuse me. You know what my reaction was live. Holy crap. But no, Undertale is not a horror game. Horror is a genre, its own kind of distinct thing. There's a difference between a game that has horror elements and then a game that is a horror game. Like Assassin's, I like to use Assassin's Creed and Metroid, both as examples of games that are not horror games, they just have horror elements. I actually rather enjoy both for that matter. So I'm about to show you a picture of my sister, but I swear there's a reason. I'm not just trying to show off my sister. Because while I was there Sunday, we were doing some cooking, and she decided that she needed to raise her reputation with me. So she anyways. Yeah, those jars get ridiculous. I should turn this into truffle oil. Most ridiculous precursor in fiction? Halo. No, seriously. Halo. Okay, Robin sells them. That's what I wanted to know. Look, I ain't here to judge. But what crap. It's even worse if Halo is actually connected to Marathon, as it honestly probably is. Hey, Don Crow. I've already... I have not. I mean, there's a not insubstantial amount of evidence that Marathon, Myst, and Halo, and Destiny all exist within the same setting. Honestly, Space Cadet? No. I will take Space Cows over that. I'm stupid. Or Myth, sorry, not Myst. My bad. I always confuse the two. I mean, the wizard says he's looking for a new apprentice. It's obviously not me. Could Stardew Valley be in the same setting as Zelda? No. Could Stardew Valley be in the same setting as Pikmin? Which also happens to be the same setting as Splatoon. Can't think of the name for some reason. Damn it! Robin's not here. Damn you, Robin. Okay. I'm a little stalled at the moment. Let's go make some money, I suppose. I don't know, Evo. Anyway, so you asked me a question. How long would it take for a brigade of white mages to reach that system as urgently summoned? Maybe a day. Like, urgently summoned? Honestly, a day is probably highballing it. Most of the time would be spent gathering them, not actually traversing to the system. Especially since white mages tend to not be mustered, so to speak. No, Gum Gum, not at all. That's ridiculous and nonsense. As I've discussed recently, the Empire doesn't even fully understand, or I guess I should say, doesn't really do soul alteration, even though the tech exists within the setting. Alright, so let's throw those in there. Grab that. The Die Hard movies in terms of enjoyment. So, call me a weirdo, but I would put Die Hard 1 pretty much at the top of that list. I rather like Die Hard 1. It's a very well-constructed movie, and I don't know what else to add to that. Probably my favorite of the franchise. Die Hard 2, I would probably put... Hang on, let me actually think about that for 1 second. I think I would actually put Die Hard 3 as my second favorite, which I know is probably going to make people hate me and kill me, but that's okay. The combination of Samuel L. Jackson and the villain just really helped sell me on Die Hard 3. Also, Die Hard 3 is hilarious in terms of its overall plot, because it's just a running gag in the Die Hard series that it's like, all right, so you're gonna commit a much greater crime in order to steal some money. Every time. Favorite Rocky movie? 1. No question. Let's just talk about that earlier. After 3, I'd probably put 2. 2 is enjoyable. Does a lot of things right and has Miles O'Brien on board. And the Terminator. It's ridiculous, Donkro. Speaking of doing some major infrastructural damage to the entire country in order to rob somebody, Die Hard 4. Now, hear me out for a second. You're probably thinking, Die Hard 4 sucks, and that's a very valid opinion to have. But I actually rather unironically enjoy it. Part of why is because I've worked so long in IT, networking specifically. So, Die Hard 4 is ridiculous. I cannot help but laugh at Die Hard 4. It is effectively a comedy for me. Is it more ridiculous than Watch Dogs? Yes. Because it's actually a good ridiculous. Don't mistake me, I actually enjoy Watch Dogs, but, that's its own thing, isn't it? And not the topic of this discussion. So, the gooey. Golden pumpkin right there, I think. Then there's Die Hard 5, which I haven't seen. And I don't know if they did a sixth one. Kevin Smith was weirdly enjoyable in Die Hard 4. Yes, we finally got a poppy seed off of the traveling merchant. And we will be progressing with the game tomorrow, when my sister can actually join me. So we're just kind of chilling and rearranging and reorganizing right now. I do need to get a little bit more money going. I've never read it, so I don't know, Gum Gum. I mean, doesn't that just suit me, Donkro? Much better, much better. Whoops. Oh, I just... Kevin Smith is an interesting... I think I'm going to go with the word exception in Hollywood. Can't put the alien thing up here. put it right here. Which doctor is my favorite? I'll ask that of the crowd before I get my answer. Who's your favorite doctor from Dr. Who? I'm gonna leave that alone for right now. Right. Right. No, it's fine. I'm not going the rare seed route, Russ. I've decided on a different strategy. My favorite doctor is Troughton, by the way. Now, how many of you even recognize that name? No judgment. No judgment. Yes, Gum Gum. Troughton was the second doctor, and he was surprisingly good at it. In terms of being the doctor, I should clarify. Obviously, there have been better stories under other doctors, but Troughton, he was his own thing. And he did a damn good job of it. After that, it would probably be Tenet. One of the things Troughton was really, really good at, that is to say, in my opinion, better at it than any of the other doctors, is he could portray himself as a buffoon so that people would constantly underestimate him, but he was always outmaneuvering everybody else around him. He was always on top of things. Yeah, he was the Columbo of the doctors. That's a great way to put that. Everybody underestimated the second doctor, and he used it to great effect. Like Yoda. I would say like Palpatine, but, you know, slightly less evil. Me too, honestly. I mean, frankly, one of my favorite examples of that particular trope is actually Zigbar. Sorry, I'm debating. Where are all my lightning rods? I just imagine Penny wakes up next morning. What did you do to the lawn? Isn't it great? I did it for you, Penny. I did it all for you. Yeah, no more mowing ever again. The lawn is now made of concrete. Isn't it beautiful? Just like you. Are you saying I'm made of concrete? Yes! You are the most concrete woman I have ever met. And she would understand that that's a compliment. Hang on. So... Evo, so you asked a second question saying it would be safe to assume that it takes them about a week or less than that. I feel like I already answered that because I said it'd take about a day. A week is really unlikely. The other question you asked was, the aesthetics of fantasy and sci-fi have changed and evolved in the past few decades. Do you think the old-style aesthetic of the genre is better or worse than the modern one? Worse. Especially when it comes to sci-fi. I know that there's a term for that 50s and 60s sci-fi look. I can't remember what it is. Don't ask me. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, look at any show or movie, or even the older games. It's its old thing. I mean, hell's bells. Look at the difference between TOS and TNG. Even at an immediate glance between the two are violently distinct from each other. Okay, still not done. And of course, when you get to really old sci-fi, that's stuff that we passed years ago. Like having a submarine. Now, fantasy. Well, I don't know anything about fantasy, so I defer to the experts. I know not. Like tubes, Space Kid. Tubes and buttons. Big, obvious buttons. Ugh. Okay, let's see if Robin's actually there this time. Oh, thanks, Evelyn. Probably Evo? Oh yeah, gotta have the gigantic Tesla coils. It's mandatory. One thing more. There you go. I suppose I would say that if you look at, for example, any of the old sketches of a Balrog, and I'm talking the older sketches of a Balrog, as described in Lord of the Rings, versus, random example, the Lord of the Rings movie, I'll tell you which one I prefer, and not just because one of them has a much bigger budget. Actually be there. I remember when orcs and goblins were the same species. I don't remember when that divergence happened. I actually looked up on that at one point in time, and I have since forgotten. But... probably Space Cadet. Robin! Holy crap. What am I doing? I am buying mini fridges. 3, I believe. Yes. And a seasonal top. I love it. I was really super sociable for like all of winter, and now I've just become a social shut-in during spring as I'm redesigning the farm. I suppose hashtag relatable for some people. I mean, no, I am not a fan of the Lord of the Rings animated film. Nor the Leonard Nimoy one, if you could call it that. Okay, now we can empty this one. We can start to empty this one. Holy cow. I mean, I'm one of those weirdos who's not a big fan of old animation in general. The Hanna-Barbera stuff is just not my thing. I know it's not all Hanna-Barbera, but that's what comes to mind immediately when I think of old animation. Those don't go there. Actually, maybe they do. I don't know. We'll play it safe. Why not? Who knows? Maybe we can cook something out of all this. You never know. I would have to really think about an old animation I actually enjoy the animation of. Let me think on that for a minute. I guess actually the question would be, what is the oldest animation I could say I like the animation of? Probably a better way to phrase that. I did know that, yes, Russ. Increases its star or whatever, its color, its ranking, which also consequently increases its value. Why is this? Ah! Get out of here. When did The Little Mermaid come out? Can someone look that up for me, please? If someone says next year, I'm gonna stab you. '89. I thought that was approaching 90s, but I couldn't remember exactly. I think that's as old as I can get for still actually really enjoying animation. of a specific work. Just the animation, not the work. Not enjoying a story or a book or a movie or a show. But actually liking just the animation of a work. I don't actually like Studio Ghibli's art style. Hang on. Where's my shield? Because I'm going to need it. Here, I'm just... Go ahead. Go ahead and throw whatever you're going to throw. I got my shield up. It's okay. I understand. I really do. Way too late to move it now. I don't think it would even fit there. It would take forever to move. Anyone want some strawberry wine? I got 112 bottles for you, Evo. Plonk! And I just drop them on her. Honestly, does that exist? I mean, I'm sure it does. There's wine for everything, but I've never heard of strawberry wine. Blackberry wine and prune wine are like the two I've heard of. I mean, Studio Ghibli is very distinct, and honestly, very well animated, very well drawn. It's just not my thing. Even better strawberry wine, Bragman, because we'll be aging it. Okay, so we've still got this to unload. Which we have now done. What's in here? Ah, that's my actual gear. Okay. New. Now we're gonna make some cranberry wine. Apparently apple wine is a thing. There's all kinds of things. So, anybody want to hear a story that some people are going to understand immediately and other people are just going to look at me strange for? Alright. So I'm out shopping. I'm visiting a friend, specifically. And while I'm there, he asked me to pick up a few things for cooking. One of those things happens to be a bottle of wine. You know, just cooking wine, nothing fancy. No problem. I got you. So, I go buy a bunch of stuff, get everything else I need, and I start perusing the grocery store. looking for the wine aisle. And go, all the way down to the one end, thinking it should be somewhere around there. And I was like, hey, no, it's not over here. Okay, that's strange. All right, no problem. I'll go ahead to the other. No, it's not there. Okay, that's getting kind of weird. Maybe it's no, it's not. I've got to be missing it. I've got to be missing it. It should be like right here. Hang on. I'll just go ahead and no. Maybe it's like in a side area and doesn't have its own section. I mean, it's kind of a small grocery store I'm at, so maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's what's going on. Okay, so I start going up and down each aisle individually. Surely I'll find this thing. No problem. Not finding anything. Where the hell? Okay, and I've now that's all of them. I have now gone up and down every aisle. Where the hell is the wine? I can't even find beer. And it's starting to weird me out a little bit. So at this point, I start roaming over by the pastry section. Not because I'm looking for it, just because I'm, at this point, have no idea where else to go. And a nice woman there in the bakery aisle says, can I help you find something? I was like, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me. I think I'm just blind today. I just can't seem to find the wine. She looks at me with a completely blank expression for several seconds and then says, son, you're in Kansas. So for those of you not aware, it's the thing where some counties, some states do not allow the sale of liquor in otherwise normal places. You have to go to a liquor store on certain times at certain dates in order to be able to produce or procure liquor, even any kind of liquor. Like it's just any kind of. I think it's like 0.8% or something. It's some ridiculously low number, and I'm just like, oh. Now, what's funny is the moment she said that, I realized what she meant. Because it was just so normal for me to be able to buy a thing of wine at the grocery store. I just start laughing. She's like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah, no, I just forgot where I was, apparently. Whoops. Okay, what other chests need to be moved? Is that it? I think we might have actually moved everything now. Yes, yes. Ooh. Like that. I'm gonna leave those alone. I mean, that's a bit of a disingenuous comment, so no, I'm Hi, Penny. I need to save the Dark Throne, obviously. No, red. No, pink? Pink. Ah. Oh, well. I need to figure out where I'm going to put my dark throw. I just put it right here. Yes, yes. Everything's coming according to plan. For years, I had, thank you for calling yada yada. How can I help you? Just kind of programmed into my brain. For reasons I probably don't need to elucidate on. I think most of us go through that at some point who've worked retail. Especially if we're working call. Okay. Let's actually do this now. Okay. Now I need to figure out flowers and a massive amount of stone and lumber, but mostly flowers. Oh, right, I just sold the wine. I was like, where did that money come from? Right. Well, originally it was 5%, Evo. I think I might actually shrink that even more. By which I mean it's probably, oh, what is it? I'm trying to remember the exact number. I think it's 3 in a million in a percent is what I decided on. So if you take 1% of all population, every million people after that, there's 3. Gotta knock down these pesky trees just getting in the way. Look at this stuff. Get out of here, tree. I forget the exact math of that because I designed it in a weird way, but yes, Evo, it's a very small number. By design. Oh, I have some on me. I should probably go check on the poppy thing. World building, Evo. It's this random thing that I've never heard of before. But I invented just for this. I was like, you know what? Just this once, I'm going to do a little bit of world building. Oh, my inventory's full. Hang on. We got a couple things on us here. Merry Christmas, the Crow. Oof! Oof! Again. Always appreciate. Thank you very, very much. I will jot that down for dealer's choice. Oh, well, no, that's the answer, Evo. I'm not making a hint. It's literally the reason. the moment you make something available, you need to adjust your entire setting around it, right? And if magic is regularly available, then you have a situation where you have to change how your world works, almost from the bottom up, in order to adjust for that. So this goes in here. And this goes in here. These go over here. Whoops. Oh, I'm getting low on ice cream. I need to fix that soon. That's true in real life, too. That's a lie. I don't keep ice cream around the house. But yeah, like, Space Cadet is quite correct. Think about if you add a modern smartphone. So you want to add a modern smartphone to your setting. Now, that may sound like a small change, and what most writers will do, professional writers even, is they will just say, here's the setting they wanted right, and then also their smartphones. They don't think about how much of a sea change that is to so many aspects of everyday life. So, to continue the parallel, imagine you have a story set in the 1400s, in the Ottoman Empire, okay? But they have smartphones. Nothing has changed about their society. It's just that, historical period, but they have smartphones. And that's what I don't want to do. So, adding magic as a regular resource would be something that would mandate completely changing the rest of the setting, which I don't want to do. So, I faced a choice. I could get rid of magic entirely, which I didn't really want to do. Or I could, yes, they know what they are, and they use them every day, Loner, on a regular basis, in their everyday society of 1400s, in a way that absolutely doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, exactly, Wenlock. It's, even Star Trek would be a fundamentally different show if they had smartphones. And I'm not joking about that. This one simple inclusion would change several aspects of how their everyday interactions work, how plots work, how people talk with and interact with each other. It's a thing. But I'm getting off topic. So the point being, if you just magically made magic very, very, very common, then the entire society would have to hinge around that, top to bottom. And honestly, I don't want to do that, as I already mentioned. So, what I did was I limited the amount of magic to an absolutely minute amount of things, so it's the supreme rarity. And that way it'll have really good fashion sense. No. They don't, Loner. They just have cell phones that work like smartphones without transmitter towers or satellites or internet, even though they access the internet from satellites and transmitter towers with their smartphones. I made this comparison very deliberately. Oh yeah, they also have electricity for their smartphones and can charge them, even though they don't have electricity. You're seeing my point. Loner is just actually making my point here for me. That is exactly what drives me bonkers about world building in a lot of modern fiction. Now, excuse me, fiction. Any kind of fiction. I think I want to add some walkways through here. Just a little something here. Listen, it's fine, Loner, it's fine. It's just they use smartphones and it's fine. Nobody think about it. Nobody think about it. I never decided what I want to do with this, either. You asked, Evo, unless I'm completely stupid, which is very likely, because I am. You asked, why did I decide to limit the amount of mages in my setting, which I'm pretty sure I just answered. Now, what Evo actually meant was, Lore, why is your face so goddamned ugly? So, when I was born, there was this thing called the Ugly Fairy. Now, I have since hunted down and killed the Ugly Fairy, with the assistance of Alex Korbianiki, Obviously, as if there's any other way to kill a fairy. You gotta have somebody named Alex. I actually did sing as the Phantom in Phantom of the Opera. Don't ask me to do it right now. I haven't even done my lung exercises. I actually know writers, good writers, who specifically, when designing their like horror or thriller, that's the other thing, thriller stories, they will deliberately go out of their way to move it back before the invention of cell phones. Because it just solves so many problems to just remove cell phones from the equation. Like, yeah, no, we're good. Okay, so the formatting broke, Alex. So I literally can't see what you put that towards. But thank you very, very much. Always appreciate, Alex. Very much. Thank you. Half to Arceus, half to Shadows over Loathing. Right. One moment. Done. And thank you, Alex. Always. So what were you asking, Evo? Since obviously I didn't answer your question. I'm not even sure why. We must figure it out. I want this to be... I mean... It would work, Alex. The ability to text someone sounds like such a banal thing, but really think about how many stories across how much of fiction, across how many genres, would be solved in 5 seconds if someone just texted the other person and was like, hey. Oh, okay. Right, that's what I was doing. I knew there was something specific. There's a cow here. Why are you here, cow? That's absolutely true, Evo, and I didn't want to. I really did think I answered this question. I didn't want to deal with the hassle, because it was going to be a hassle. It was going to be a gigantic problem. That's a great positioning of a lamp to a monitor, by the way. That's guaranteed to never see what's on TV. Can I move this up here? No. I don't have a place for the stupid TV. Here, go up. Here, let's take care of the kids. There we go. No, I'm joking. I actually really disagree with that. It's true, Alex. Hey, guy's coming to kill you. Okay. But all joke... Oh, that's a good point. We'll move the fireplace. All joking aside, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to not have all the stuff I wanted. Priority, right? So what is more important to me? Being capable of having my setting the way I want it to, and also have magic, or adjust it so magic is normal and commonplace, and not have the setting I wanted. It's an easy choice. Magic just isn't all that important to me when it comes to the setting, especially since my magic, if you've studied it at all, is extremely banal. It's very static and designed and scientific. Magic A is Magic A, I believe is the term for that. So, I went with the other way. Is college humor still going? I legitimately don't know. I mean, you know me, I'm a very organized kind of person, so for me it's all about priorities. I have tulips now. Yay. Ooh, you know what I could do? tulips right there. Yeah. No, I only need one. Or do I have 3? Wrong one. I have 3. Perfect. No, it's Zeiss. Okay, I don't have any gold right now, Zeiss. I'm sorry. You know I'm good for it. You know it's gonna be fine. I've got your back on this. I swear. Just please, you just gotta give me 5 more months, man. That's all I'm asking. Don't eat the tulip. Put the tulip on the. Is it not gonna let me put the tulip in the pantry? Hang on. Put. How do I... Well, I guess I can't put tulips here. No tulips. Listen, I know the interest is going up. It's okay. You know I'm good for it. Just give me 5 more days. Just give me 3 more days. 3 more days. That's all I'm asking. 3 more days. God dang it. I keep getting rid of my ice cream on accident. You know what? Fine. See, I thought I was giving you a specific answer. Oh my god, give me my ice cream back. That was my answer. Give me my ice cream, Evo. Give it to me. Give it to me now. I want my ice cream. Okay, 2 days. 2 days. In that case, thank you, Zeiss. Always. I suppose you know what you want to put that towards, other than me paying you back. Oh, I do love donuts. I have occasionally gone nuts. Horizon, you got it. Done. Also, to finish answering you, Evo, Primus was very, by design, self-contained. Nothing that happened in Primus, setting-wise, could affect anywhere else. It was also kind of a proof of concept in-universe. Oops. You? Oh, I have trouble interacting with that one. I think that's everything. I think we've actually moved everything into the storage area. Woo! Okay. One of the earliest things I knew with regards to Primus is I would have to severely hinder its ability to function outside of the planet itself. Otherwise, everything would fall apart immediately. Completely inaccurate. Anybody can learn magic, Evo. Oh, I have done that before, Alex. I'm sorry, dude. I hope you get better soon. And if you don't, well, here's the shed we'll take you behind. You know what? I don't care about these stupid things. Taking too long. Get out of here. Beats by Runner. Still need to decide what I'm doing with this column. Because I know what I'm doing with the square I just plonked down. That's going to be a bunch of foliage, flowers and the like. And I'm going to need some, like, benches and stuff. But I don't know what to do with the column. Oh, it's very simple, Eva. After all, anybody in real life is capable of learning how to be a neurosurgeon. Hmm. Keep it as grass. I don't know. I don't like natural things. Quite possibly, Eva. But my statement is still true. There's nothing setting-wise in real life that prevents you or me or everyone in chat right now from being a neurosurgeon. There's no rule that says you have to be born a neurosurgeon. Let's go with blue. Green. Ooh, I like that. I mean, true enough size. Let's get another blue. I mean, I use that comparison very deliberately. So some settings have a built-in rule to the setting. You have to be born a neurosurgeon. If you're not born with the right predisposition or innate magic or force sensitivity or whatever, you can't do it. It's a hard no. Doesn't matter how hard you work, doesn't matter how hard you train or how rich you are or how many resources you have. Doesn't matter. It's not happening. In real life, there is no such rule. Now, there are societal and economic and personal reasons why everybody is not a neurosurgeon, and that's the extant. It takes a tremendous amount of time and effort and resources and dedication to become a neurosurgeon. So Bob from accounting is unlikely to be like, you know what? I've decided today I'm going to study neurosurgery. I can't place furniture here? What? But okay, hold up. That throws my plans out the window a little bit. Hang on, hang on. That's fine. There's actually a notification here that says most furniture can be put outside. However, couches and armchairs, the two things I just tried to place, cannot be put outside. Chairs can. I don't want a chair. I want something that people to lounge in while they enjoy the frickin' foliage. Damn it, time to mod the game. I'm joking, but... Probably the Supranational Alliance Gum. Oh yeah, by the way, fun thing, so I was looking at the Steam replay, right? And apparently I spent an overwhelming majority of my Steam playtime playing MMOs. Go figure. That's a good question, Eva. Why not learn a little bit of neuroscience? I'm sorry, I'm not explaining well. I know you hate analogies, so let me say this plain. Being capable of even interacting with magic at all requires tremendous effort, time, focus, and of course, study. Because it's all about the exact, and I mean very precise, math of how you interact with reality, right? It's not like you can just be like, shoot, 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 and then... it is a very, very, very difficult thing to learn. Now, obviously, some people still want to, because some people still want to be neuroscience. But, or neurosurgeons, rather. All this stuff. Throw out a couch like y'all do. Freaking stupid thing. But it's difficult to access at all. Never mind for just like an everyday perspective kind of a thing. I don't know what to do here now. That sucks. That's actually a good comparison. The reason I keep going back to neuroscience is, other than the fact that it's kind of the perfect analogy, it works in almost every direction the way you think of the analogy. Obviously, it's a very, very difficult thing, and it's very rare, and you have to do lots of study and all that fun stuff. But when you get down to even actually doing it, being able to adjust a single nerve cluster, you have to be extraordinarily precise with that, right? You have to be very steady with your hand movements, and you have to know exactly how far you're moving and what direction you're moving in with the right tool at the right time with the right support structure, etc., etc., etc. Being a mage is a full-time career position within the extant. So obviously some mages do that. But even then, I still follow the D&D formula, where if you were to chart out all the mages, like 90% of the mages are like level 1, right? And then, you know, level 2s and level 3s. And it's just a shrinking percentage the higher up you go. Now, Primus was a little bit different, because Primus kind of shortcutted everybody by literally having them born with magic flooding through their veins. Hi, Trihexia. Ironically, you do have to be born a green mage. It's one of the only things, that and violet mages, you have to be born into. Or rebuilt into would also qualify, now that I think about it. I don't know what to do with this square now. But I do know what to do with this. Death to the grass. Yes, you also have to be born into blue. Or reconstructed. Ironically, there were a lot more green mages on Primus than probably the entire rest of the galaxy combined, because of its unique circumstances. I actually should do a short story about that sometime. Some green mage leaves Primus, and all of a sudden, all of the magic leaves their body, including their summon. Just whoosh. And, you know, how traumatizing that would probably be, and how they have to deal with that, and they then have to decide, well, do I want to stay? Do I want to go? What's more important to me? Accessing the greater galaxy, or having access to my summon? I don't know. A little small scale story would probably work there. Wonderful. Let's do this for right now, because I know I'm doing this. Listen, I have to talk in I can't not talk in analogies. It doesn't work in my head. Well, I emphasize repeatedly that a green mage, I mean, you're born with your summon, right? So, I don't know that there's a real-life analogy for that. Ah! Where did I get this from? Speaking of rain totems. Ugh. Alright. This takes forever, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so that's nowhere. No, it's fine, Zach Taff. Nobody actually likes him. So, That's today? Oh, it's tomorrow. Okay, I was gonna say, what? No, we're good. Green mages are summoners. So what they have is there's an innate magic that was born inside of them that they can call forth into a tangible entity. This entity is their summon. The exact form and personality it takes is extremely customizable. There's no template, specifically because the whole point is for it to be a literal aspect, that's what they're called, aspects, of the summoner's personality and mind and soul and whatever else you want to call that. I don't know why I picked those trees, but I'm just running on autopilot right now. I'm going to decide what I'm doing with that place that I can't do anything with. Oh, it is, by design, Jared Dauphine. So every green mage that exists is one that has been personally customized. Or manually crafted, if you prefer. What am I going to do with this space? Or this space. I'm dry on ideas now because I can't do what I wanted to do. We do have a poppy, though. One poppy. Yes, also true, Jaron Dauphine. Poppy milk? Is that a thing? Oh, screw it. I'm going to make it extremely hideous first. It's the first thing we're going to do. And then I'll debate what I'm doing with it afterwards. Then I'll probably break for lunch. Drag the camera over here. I'm surprised you didn't start your day with that, Alex. I mean, I appreciate your presence, obviously. In fact, you're still welcome here. But I mean, come on, man. Get some Stardew in. There we go. Aw. Nope, we're done with Sebastian. We're done with Sebastian. Blocking the bed. See, blocking the bed is something that requires specific circumstances to be maximum funny. Imagine that, you know, it's like 1 a.m. and they're like gambling a little bit. Like, no, it's fine, I'll get home in time. They get home and it's like 1:40 and the bed is blocked. And it's just like, Bummed. Alright, who's ready for the most ugliest thing ever? This is going to be great. I'm already excited about this. I recommend Extended Stardew, Alex. Also, God, what's it called? Hang on. Let me look it up really quick. NPC Map Locations is what the other one's called. So NPC Map Locations, and I'm trying to find this specific one, but yeah, there's an expanded thing that adds quite a bit. Yeah, Stardew Valley Expanded is what it's called. There's also Farm Extended if you want a huge frickin' farm. Let's see, what else? There's also a greenhouse mod, that's whatever. There's one to make meat, that's up to you. There's Love of Cooking, improves the cooking UI. There's one that adds a tractor. And of course, the best mod of all, Romanceable Emmett Selk. I have actually made mods, although I haven't done that in an extraordinarily long period of time. Oh my god! So there's something called Stardew Anime mods. Oh no, I'm sorry, there's actually several. My bad. Holy crap. I can barely recognize these people. Wow. Okay, that's cool. I'm cool. Oh, my back. The last time I really made mods, though, was all the way back with Morrowind. Yeah, I know. It's been a while. There's a mod to make the cows fatter and cuter. There's a mod, there's something called Farmer Helper, which tells you when it's too late to plant what. There's a lot of mods. There's a mod to jump over things. There's a mod to add jumping. There's a mod to categorize your chest. There's an in-game cheat mod. Holy scamoly. Ugh. Yeah, I actually had built my entire, my own custom faction in Morrowind. And some really terrible quests you could do for them, which would raise your faction rep with them and give you some really useless abilities. It was a crap mod, but it was mine. I guess if you're counting custom Warcraft 3 campaigns, I also did that. I had several. The one I was most interested in, and the one I actually still want to do something with someday, was I had an entire story arc that was all about the less organized factions banding together in order to unite against the more organized factions. If that sounds familiar, it's something that WoW itself has actually done, kind of, every now and again, mostly as a joke. But my whole idea was to do that for real. Also that whole campaign back in StarCraft, which is all about the Kelmorian Combine. And them buying their way into being a military power and all sorts of fun stuff. Oh man, RimWorld. Now there's something you can go down the rabbit hole on for modding. Holy crud. I mean, let's be honest. The reason Stardew Valley is as modded as it is because people love it. But RimWorld was actually built with mods in mind. That game has mod support. Lore Runner Morrowind DLC. So you show up, and there's this bald idiot there. And he's just like, it doesn't make any sense! None of these plot points make sense! There's no continuity! How can you live like this? And he just falls around ranting at you. And he's a targetable NPC, so you can kill him whenever you want to. Lol, Zach tapped. Oh, he's got tons of health, but he doesn't fight back. He just, you know, the whole time he's like, it doesn't make sense. And he's got a clicker, and every time you encounter something in the game that you know, contradicts pre-existing lore, there's just this click in the background. No, that's just very appropriate, Zactaft. It's a good scene. I don't like that. Is there a terraforming mod for Stardew Valley? No reason. I'm just asking. Terraforming like terraforming, damn it. I want to adjust the universe. Conform it to my will, as it should be. Nature exists to serve man, not to rule over him. I do like that. That looks a lot better. Okay. Let's make some more. You know what I could do? 10 wide. So 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 11. Oh my god, it'll actually fit. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move the kegs over here then. And by kegs, I mean whatever those are. Oh, what do I do with the west section? Okay. What do I do with this? But I don't have any submarines yet. I know it looks a bit like Earthbound, but it's not quite the same game. I could just pave the whole thing, but then it would just be empty pavement. I actually want to have some design there. Sorry, Spartan's wife. Just me. It's okay, we're being strong, Spartan. The siege won't break us. Oh, that sounds awesome, Bamber. For certain definitions of the word. I don't know, real talk. What do you think I should do with this pavement section over here? I'm going to move all the kegs. I'm going to move all the kegs over here. Oh, I shouldn't be losing stuff. Why am I losing stuff? I still have active lightning rods. I guess inactive lightning rods. More kegs! The factory! Look, if you want me to just play Factorio, I can just fire up Factorio. We can get the production cycle really going. Deliciousness, Triaxia. I mean, I honestly highly recommend NPC Locations and Stardew Expanded. If you're going to do any kind of multiplayer, I also highly recommend picking up, I forget what it's called, but it's Teleport to other players. If I have to explain why, then I got nothing. Like, seriously, that mod is amazing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and chop off for lunch, and when we'll come back, we'll chill some more, because that's kind of what we're doing. So...